I.S.U.P.K.
Hey, Shalom, Yahba Shem Yasharak.
Shalom,
Bear with me.
Shabrakatah.
Bear with me. Most High in Christ. Slovakia. ¿Puedo ver ahora?
Khan Khan.
Most High in Christ. Slovakia. Shalom Yahweh Hashem Yahshai Rakatam a los hermanos. Shalom Yahweh. Shalom Yahweh Shemo a la Thamba Hashem Yahshai a las hermanas. Soy oficial y sacerdote I.S.U.P.K Yahara del 500. Esta es la clase de hermanidad de I.S.U.P.K Latino América. Estamos tarde. ¿Tienes preguntas, Sowap?
Sí,
Vamos.
pero tengo que buscarlo, así que Slovakia. Si me da un momento.
No fue.
Todo. Eso es todo.
No,
Yahweh Shem Shabrakatah.
Shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahshai Rakatam.
Most High in Christ, Andor, dímelo.
Aquí estamos,
Tato,
checking in.
Most High in Christ. Preguntas, dudas.
¿Dónde estamos?
Slovakia, ¿tú me puedes dar un breakdown general de Génesis 3, capítulo 3 y versículo 22?
Capítulo 3,
Correcto.
versículo 22.
Sí.
¿Cuál es tu pregunta?
Quise saber lo de... Déjame ver cómo que se llama.
¿Cuál fue la pregunta?
El árbol de la vida y la muerte, ¿verdad? Que ellos parecían
Léeme
aquí
el
en este precepto.
Génesis capítulo 3, versículo 22.
Canaronca. Este es el libro de Génesis, capítulo 3, versículo
Léeme
22.
el precepto que-
¿Están ahí?
Génesis
Honduras,
3.
Can.
capítulo 3, versículo 22.
Can.
Y dijo Yahweh, Dios, he aquí el hombre es como uno de nosotros, sabiendo el bien y el mal. Ahora, pues, que no alargue su mano y tome también del árbol de la vida y coma y viva para siempre. La pregunta mía es, ese árbol que ellos están hablando aquí y que ellos van a vivir para siempre, como que, ¿qué quiere decir eso? Tú sabes, si tú me puedes dar un breakdown de eso, de esa parte ahí.
Bueno, tú leíste el capítulo entero.
Canaronca.
Ok. ¿Qué dice el versículo 1?
Habla de la serpiente.
Ujú. ¿Y qué hizo esa serpiente?
Que engañó a la mujer.
Le engañó. Ok, ahora una culebra habla.
La A.
Ok, ya sabemos que ahí tiene que ser un hombre, ¿no?
Can.
Con un espíritu de culebra, un espíritu de serpiente, ¿no?
Canaronca.
Ok, ahora, antes de este álbum, ellos comieron de otro álbum, ¿verdad?
Can. Del árbol del Señor.
Ese álbum tiene un nombre, ¿no?
Can.
¿Cuál era el nombre del álbum que ellos comieron primero?
Árbol de la vida, Señor.
No, ese es el álbum que está hablando aquí en esta escritura. El primero fue la sabiduría, el conocimiento del mal y del bueno. The tree of good and evil. That's what they ate out of first. Ahora, tú ves ese palo por ahí, en este mundo. Aquí tenemos palo de quenepa, de toda clase de palo, de coco, de manzana. Tú ves un palo ahí en este mundo que se llama el palo del buen y el malo. So what? Ok. Eso fue el primer error fue desobedecer al Señor. No, go ahead.
Yo pensé que a él le habían dado la verdad, como que para ahí tener, para darle su vida, ¿tú me entiendes? O yo estoy confundido con algo.
Yes. You thinking Christian. A Christian will have you believe that it was an apple. They depict it as an apple. The sin was disobedience. It was never an apple. You understand? It was disobedience. Don't do this. And they did it anyway. Right? We're speaking about two trees. That's why I asked you if you read the whole chapter.
Con. And what I was told was that he was given the spirit of life, like
right
first.
So
he was given the truth first.
That's damn right. What day was Adam created?
On the 6th day.
On the 6th day. What time was the human species created?
On the 4th day.
So Adam's totally different. Correct?
Con.
He go back to chapter 2. Salakia, chapter 1. Chapter 1, verse 26.
You want that in English or Spanish, sir?
Spanish.
Este es el libro de Génesis, capítulo 1, versículo 26. Entonces dijo Yahweh, hagamos al hombre a nuestra imagen, conforme a nuestra semejanza, y señore en los peces del mar, en las aves de los cielos, en las bestias, en toda la tierra, y en todo animal que se arrastre sobre la tierra.
Okay. Señoré. ¿Qué quiere decir esa palabra? En inglés se llama dominion. Right? Dominion. Okay. Hold on a second. Hombre. Hombre is plural or is it one?
It's one.
It's one, right? Give me the next verse.
Versículo 27. Y creó Dios al hombre a su imagen. A imagen de Dios lo creó. Varón y hembra los creó.
All right, stop right there. What day is that right there? ¿Cuál día fue ese? Versículo 31 es el día 6. El próximo capítulo ya es el día 7.
El día número 6.
El versículo 31 es el sexto día. El día sexto. El capítulo 2, versículo 1, ya estamos en el séptimo día. ¿Verdad? El quinto. Ok. Now give me chapter 3, right? Verse 22. He created man and he gave man dominion, right? He gave him dominion, right? What else did he give man? When it said when he give me the scripture where he said and he breathed into him life.
Come on.
That's how you know. Go ahead. They were innocent. Yeah, life. Adam walked with God. Now, are we gods though? Was Adam a god?
God.
Was Adam a god? Honduras?
I don't know about those, huh?
Adam was God?
No, he wasn't God. Father.
So what?
He's the creation.
What do you mean he was the creation? What day was Adam created?
On the 5th day.
So how is he the creation? Mankind was already here.
I mean, he's a new creation though.
No. So Honduras?
To my understanding, he was a man until he living being God breathed him the commandment.
Yeah, but to answer what y'all saying is right. Todo está bien. But there's a confusion here. First is the confusion of two trees. Correct? You have the tree of life, right? And then you have that's the second tree, right? That's referenced in Trooper Sawap's question in verse 22, right? And the first tree is the knowledge of good and evil, right? And I said you're thinking Christian, because the Christian church, right? They'll have you think that it was an apple. We eat apples all day long. You understand? It's not an apple. All right. It was disobedience. That was the first sin. Don't do this. Don't do that. Right? Now, in verse 1, this is why I asked you if you read the whole chapter. Because you can't lose the context, Sawap. The context is already there. From midway to chapter 1, all the way down here. There's no way. There was many trees in the garden. There was a bunch of things in the garden. But there was one tree that was off limits. You understand? There was one tree that was off limits. All right. Now read verse 22 again. That's a very good question. That's a very good question, because I'm going to ask you another question after this.
Este es Génesis capítulo 3, versículo 22. Y dijo Yahweh, Dios, he aquí, el hombre es como uno de nosotros, sabiendo el bien y el mal. Ahora, pues, que no alargue su mano, y tome también del árbol de la vida, y coma, y viva para siempre.
Right. Now, I'm going to ask you again, did you read chapter 3? Did you read the whole chapter before you got to that verse?
Count, sir.
Okay, give me verse 2.
Libro de Génesis, capítulo 3, versículo 2. Salaki, you have an echo.
Khan.
Y la mujer respondió a la serpiente, del fruto de los árboles del huerto podemos comer.
But what does that mean, Sawat? It says trees, right? Árboles, right? More than one tree, right? Keep reading.
Versículo 3. Pero del fruto del árbol que está en medio del huerto, dijo Dios, no comeréis de él, ni lo tocaréis, para que no muráis.
Sigue leyendo.
Versículo 4. Entonces la serpiente dijo a la mujer, no moriréis.
Sigue.
Versículo 5. Sino que sabe Dios que el día que comáis de él, serán abiertos vuestros ojos, y seréis como Dios.
Seréis como Dios. Adán no era Dios. Si ellos comieron de ahí, sus ojos iban a estar abiertos. Igual como había algo en un árbol, en el mismo árbol que estaban hablando aquí, ¿verdad? Hay otra cosa aquí en el otro árbol, en versículo 22. ¿Tú me entiendes? Te voy a preguntar algo. ¿Quién era Adán? ¿Qué es eso? What?
Adán era el primer hombre que se le dio la verdad.
Ok, ¿cuántas veces Yahweh ya llegó aquí a la tierra?
Como tres diferentes veces.
5. Honduras. Honduras.
Sí, yo diría que sería uno. Sí, 4 veces.
I'll get the breakdown for you. Go ahead.
Are you saying as a man or as total?
As a man. As a man. Christ was the first Adam. That's a very deep breakdown. All right. He was the first Adam. All right. He was given the law. Here, right? Está hablando de un árbol que si él come, all right, hold your point. So what? If he eat out of this tree, he's gonna have eternal life. He's gonna be as God. You understand? Who is that tree of life? If you study the scriptures, Ya pecó, so he's a sinner, right? They were innocent, correct? They had no malice. They walked with the most high power, correct? Who deceived who? Who deceived who in this chapter? So what?
The snake deceived the woman.
And what did the woman do?
Deceived her man.
Deceived who?
Adam.
That's right, her other one, right? Her husband, her head, right? You see the chain reaction there, right? You read this, right? Read it in context. They were naked. They didn't know that they were naked. You understand? See how you're able to see me in Honduras and vice versa, right? But they were naked. And they thought nothing of it. So if they ate from this tree, right? Now, Salaki, I'm getting ahead of myself. They ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, right? You have to understand what the serpent told her, how he deceived her. Isn't that contrary to what verse 22 says? All right. How many laws are there? Don't think Christian now. Christian be like it's 10 commandments. Go ahead, so what?
I would say there was one only because it was just for him to stay away from that particular tree.
Just give yourself a head. Give yourself a head, so what? What I was trying to get at right now, you know that there's law, statutes, and commandments, right? It's over 600, right? All right. Now number down to the commandments, right? The 10 main, right? It says, do not do this, do not do that, do not do this, correct? Now it's do not eat this from this tree. You understand? We don't know if it was a tree. We reading it that it is a tree. It could be a metaphor. Just like this, we know that the serpent don't talk. That's a metaphor, correct? Right. Are you still confused?
I just want to get this point across. If he was given the tree of life already, when he was given the spirit, right? That was the day he received the truth. So then he received the tree of life already. And then when he disobeyed,
who said the spirit was a tree? Who said that? That's a good one. Who said the spirit was a tree though?
That's what it mentions on the 22nd verse.
The tree of life.
The tree of life.
Right. That's a metaphor.
That's the truth, then, right? Like the commandments.
The law is the truth. But what did he do? He disobeyed, right?
Yeah, he went with a different tree.
All right, so All right, let me ask you this: Does the Most High hear the prayers of a sinner?
La.
Lie, right? You passed your 90 days, correct?
Kanaronka.
You had to shed yourself, correct?
Kanaronka.
You had to become a new creation, right? A new man, right?
Kanaronka.
So what do you think would happen, right, if a sinner, being a sinner, right, ate out of the tree of life? He was already innocent. He disobeyed. Now he's tainted. So now his eyes is open. Understand? What do you think will happen now?
I guess since he disobeyed, judgment is going to fall upon him.
The judgment did fall upon him. He was kicked out of the garden. He was kicked out of the garden. He was cursed to work all the days of his life on the to produce the food he would eat out of the ground. His wife was cursed to have pain at birth. Most Christian churches like, oh well, why is the serpent cursed? In the dust. If it's already in the dust as a serpent, so it's all a metaphor. That is a very good question. The last Sabbath service I did, I went over this. I went over this same chapter. We left off chapter 5, verse 20. At the Sabbath service. Reading this now, right? Who is the tree of life? So it's a very go ahead, Swat.
Yahweh.
I'll have to ask Cat Maj. I have my understanding is Yahweh Shai is the tree of life. So what?
But in verse 22, it says that they're going to take away the tree of life. But if he was Adam already, then how could he take himself out?
That's a good question. Who was given the law first? Who was given the breath of life first?
Adam.
And he walked with God, right?
Come.
Do you know the Christ breakdown? It's a very deep breakdown. You do know that there's the spirit of the law, and then there's the law itself, right? Who was given the law, the actual law? It was way after here.
Moses, sir.
Moses. So what law is it talking about here? We have two trees. You have what happened when you ate out of one tree. You have what would happen if you ate out of another. Did you get it, or is it over? It's two trees.
When you say two trees, you mean
You have the tree of life,
the tree of life and then
right?
the tree that was given to Moses?
No. Moses was given the law from Yahweh, right? We learned that later, but stick right here. You have the law, right? You have the law, and then you have the spirit of the law. He gave him a spirit. Now, he made man in his own image, right? Made mankind in his own image, right? He breathed life into him. Mankind was already here, but they were in a docile state. Mankind existed. They had, I want to say they had no common sense, right? I want to say that. Did Adam have common sense? Made him a helpmeet, right? He had a wife, right? They knew how to talk. Even the wife knew not to do this. She could. I like to say she couldn't deal with peer pressure. She disobeyed, and knowing she disobeyed, she gave her husband to eat. So you ever heard the term guilty by association? He ate. He knew he wasn't supposed to eat. Whatever it was. Whatever it was, that he did it anyway. He partook. They crimies now. They co-defendants. Right? There were many trees in the garden. And out of all the trees, only two are singled out. These two right here. So when he ate out of the first tree, he realized that him and his wife was naked. You understand? So if he ate out of this tree, right, to know good and evil, and now lest he put forth his hand and take also of the tree of life and eat and live forever. Read the next verse. So what? Verse 23. Y lo sacó.
Y lo sacó Yahweh del huerto de Edén para que labrase la tierra de que fue tomado.
Give me the next one.
Versículo 24. Echó, pues, fuera al hombre y puso al oriente del huerto de Edén querubines y una espada encendida que se revolvía por todos lados para guardar el camino del árbol de la vida.
Mm-hmm. It's not that hard. What happened? So what happens if you break the law? Like the law of the land.
You get punished.
You get punished. You get incarcerated. Right. Right. You get caught speeding. Get locked up. You pay a fine. License revoked. Right. They already committed a crime. Right. I'm wording in this way so to try to help you understand. They committed a crime already. They disobeyed. That's their crime. And then so doing it, they realized something. They realized something that they didn't realize before. Right? Because they ate out of that one tree. And there's a bunch of other trees in that garden. And they knew they wasn't supposed to touch that specific tree, and they did it. Right? Now you have another peculiar tree. And if they did it, they would be as God. They already had dominion. The Most High gave them dominion over the earth, over everything in the water and the land and the air, right? They already had dominion way before they even touched that tree. Then they have dominion. Now they eat out of the tree of good and evil. So now they know what's good and what's evil. And their eyes is open, right? And the tree of life is holy, right? Holy means what? It's separate, right? Right? And what is the most high power, right? He's righteous, right? No one saw the most high, right?
Con.
I don't walk with him though. According to what we reading, he spoke to him the way we speaking now, right? Walked with him in the garden, even looked for him, even asked him a question. He said, "Who told you you were naked?" Right? We read that in chapter 2. Salakia, in the same chapter. So if you ate out of the tree of life, knowing all of this, what do you think would happen? You'd be as a god. Honduras, Honduras, tu micrófono está mutado.
Con, sir. See, the way I was right now is they had to go through the punishment. They had to pay
The
the
water,
punishment.
the water.
And now Christ came and died out to get the tree of life.
You get the tree of life. We had now moving forward from this, right? We have the nation of Israel, right? Now we keeping the law, we keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, right? What happened the minute we disobeyed that? So what?
We were penalized.
We got cursed. Here we just read Adam got cursed, the serpent got cursed, the woman got cursed, right? Fast forward now. Now there's a whole nation of us, right? And we disobeyed. We got scattered, right? You familiar with Deuteronomy 28, right?
Con.
All right, so let's say you do me wrong, right? Should you get blessed for doing me wrong?
Sir.
All right, so what do you think would happen if they ate from the tree of life?
They would be obedient.
No.
They would be blessed.
They will have their cake and eat it too. They had to get punished. We live that punishment even till today.
They was kept.
Salakia?
Sorry, they were the tree of life. They were gonna skip the punishment.
You'll skip the water. Easy pass.
Yeah, easy pass.
You understand? Where's your dictionary? All right. Did you look it up? Somewhere. No sweat. Somewhere along these 3 chapters, you lost the context. But you're in the right spirit, because all that all that has a big breakdown. Christ coming back, that's reincarnation. It's a whole different topic. You understand? It's a whole different topic. He didn't get it right as Adam. He didn't get it right the second time. He didn't get it right the third time. He got it right the last time. You understand? What is our king known for? So what?
Our king is known for bringing salvation to Israel.
How?
By him dying as an innocent man.
As a what?
As an innocent man.
What made him innocent?
Him following all the laws and statutes.
And that makes him what?
Holy, sir.
Give me a different word. You almost there. Give me a different word.
Sir.
It makes him a what?
Perfect.
Say that again.
Perfect.
All right. So what made him perfect? What made him that?
His righteousness.
And if your righteousness, right? If you're perfect, right? I'm looking for a word with a B. What do you have to be? He was what? Blameless. He was blameless. He was sinless. He kept the law. That's what made him perfect. I'm paraphrasing. Give me that precept. Be ye therefore perfect. In the world they say nobody's perfect. That's a lie. That's leaning into your own understanding. Be ye therefore perfect. And then tell me who said it. All right. He was blameless. He got it right. Do we allow heathens into our congregation, into our school, into our events, our cookouts, anything? La, right? We don't allow. We don't allow. Do you allow wickedness? You allow wickedness around you.
Sir.
La.
Matthew 5 and 48.
So, say that, Honduras.
Será sir. Mateos 5:48.
Oh, let me get there with you. $48.
Calma.
Léelo.
San Mateo. You guys see what? Capítulo 5, versículo 48. Ser pues vosotros perfectos como vuestro Padre que está en los cielos es perfecto.
Es perfecto. ¿Quién dijo esto?
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai. You understand? La mujer son, how do you say evil in Spanish? Mala. Huh?
Malvadas.
Malva. That's right, Honduras. Y por ella, todito nosotros los morimos. That's a heavy topic, man. Who's the head of the relationship?
The man.
The man, right? So Adam was the head of Eve, correct?
All
right. And Eve did what? Guess what?
She took authority of the relationship.
No, she deceived him. She deceived him. She not only did she disobey, bro, she disobeyed her head too. You understand? And he partook in it, so he's just as guilty. They both had to get punished. You understand? Any more questions? Slack for being long-winded.
Sir.
All right. Do you have the reincarnation breakdown?
I do not. Sir.
No sweat. Next Tuesday, I'll break it down for you. Right? It's very long.
When you
Yes, Honduras.
when you say that he didn't get the first and the second time, do you refer to Yahweh Shai was
Say that again.
Yahweh Shai on also?
¿Qué dijo Swap?
I can barely hear him. The echo is too much.
¿Dónde está el micrófono tuyo? Honduras.
Can you hear me now?
Fine.
No, I was saying that if Yahweh Shai was Solomon also. That's why you reference that he didn't do it. He didn't get it correctly the first time. No, the second time.
No. What happened with Solomon?
He went off. He sinned.
How?
By marrying a strange woman and for not temples for them and also for the women.
For the who? What's the common denominator here? It's always a damn woman.
So woman.
It's always a woman.
Did he fail the first time with woman? Next time.
What was Eve? It said Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, right? A woman. I hope Eve was a woman. You understand? It was a woman, bro. It's always a woman. Not all women, though. But I bring out some powerful sisters in these scriptures. Go ahead, Sawak.
So is this the reason that when he came back the last time, he didn't see any women at all?
Well, Christ had a purpose, man. He had a mission. Well, I'm not gonna sit here and say he had a wife. Catholicism, and all those white man religions, they'll sit there and believe in the Da Vinci Code and all that other garbage. Show me in the scriptures. That's what a real scholar is gonna say. Show me in the scriptures. line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. The Christians say Christ is God. Show me in the scriptures he said he was God. There's a precept where he told people, for all of you are gods. When you read it, it's a lowercase g. You understand? He never said he was God. But Christians will tell you straight up, yeah, he was God. He's God. Yeah, they believe the Trinity. Here, outside of that, outside of Yahushua, right? The only other person I can say that didn't have a wife was Paul. Paul didn't have a wife. You understand? Paul was married to the Lord's work. Paul never met Christ. He never met Yahushua. Paul used to persecute his own people. You understand? Before he woke up, before his eyes were opened. So why? Once his eyes was open, here it is. A black man from the tribe of Benjamin. And he put in a lot of work for the Most High in Christ, man. You understand? Solomon didn't get it right. David didn't get it. David committed adultery. He committed murder. And David was the apple of the Most High Power's eye, man. So why?
Yeah, now that you mentioned Paul, like I think I read somewhere where he says that if you're not married, don't get married at all.
He said he wished that a man be not married. I love Paul, man. Paul inspired me to take a page out of his priesthood, man, and travel Latin America just like he traveled, in his time. All those schools he built, all that work he put out, I'll do it for Latin America too. You know what I'm saying? You can only get pumped up and zealous when you read about this stuff, man. You don't want to be idle in this truth. Like Cam Tazari always told me, man, you want to be dirty in this truth, man. Like Nehemiah. All right? And none of these people we read about was cowards, man. All right? You have to. Paul said, right? Can two lie together and not get no heat? If you by yourself, you're gonna get cold. But so that you don't burn, right? You understand that vocabulary, that metaphor, so that you don't burn, right? We know that we can't look at a woman and lust after her, right? Because then you do what? You commit adultery. So instead of for you to burn, then let them marry. That's the other part of what he said. So why? Go back to Genesis, right? That was Paul, right? Go back to Genesis, chapter 1, verse 28.
You want me to read in Spanish or English?
You can read it in English. For time's sake, we don't took up the time on this one topic. Yeah, that was heavy, man. I'm on next Tuesday. I'll break reincarnation down for you. It's very lengthy, right? So I'll make sure I start the class very early.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 28. And God blessed them. And God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth.
What is sex? So what?
The act of multiplying.
Sex is marriage. That's what marriage is. Sex is marriage. Don't be Christian about it. Don't be worldly about it. It's not our custom. That ring on the finger, that's Egyptian custom. We not dumb. You understand? So you have the Egyptians, right, custom, and you have the white man where everything is 50-50. There ain't no 50-50. You understand? Where does it say that when Eve was created, everything was 50-50? Eve was created for a purpose. You understand? Eve's purpose was to be a help meet for the man. Mankind was already here. You understand? There is no 50-50. It doesn't exist. There is no marriage license. There is no marriage ring. Now, okay, fast forward. We're in captivity, right? We're in captivity, right? Some are legally married in the captivity. You might have certain benefits at one slavery and your wife at another, so you get married. So that when you become one flesh, right, your kids can reap those benefits. You understand? We're in captivity. We wasn't in captivity. The hell with all that. Because we become the head and they become the tail. You understand? It was at one point we was the head. But we disobeyed. Now we're the tail. And we get raped and slaughtered. We get hunted. Then we multiply, right? And guess what? We follow the ways of the heathen. We're destroyed for lack of knowledge. You have to study. You understand? Yeah, Paul said he wished he was a curse from Christ, man. He wasn't married either. He was married to the game, man. He was married to his priesthood. But he didn't want his brethren to suffer. God already said, go out there, be fruitful and multiply. He ain't said be sinners and be destructors. He multiply. There's a royal bloodline. He don't want you to burn. People burn all the time. If you have a wife, you don't have to burn. If you have more than one wife, you don't have to burn. You can create heat by tearing fire. You understand? The Lord will throw you something. First, you have to, be married to the Lord's work. You understand?
Kind.
That's a very good question you had. Any more questions? Who else had a question? Honduras had a question?
Nah, sir. We're good.
I'm sorry. Did I answer your question?
Calm.
All right. I'm sorry. Salaki, I left off. Any more questions? La'a?
Nah, sir.
Nah, sir.
No sweat. So what? Pull that precept you quoted from Paul.
Kanarukan. I think it's First Corinthians chapter 7, verse 7.
Read it.
Honduras, tú estás ahí.
¿Qué versículo es?
Versículo 7.
No, todo el... No lo escuché.
Digo versículo 8. Salakia. El 1 Corintios, capítulo 7, versículo 8.
Calm.
This is the book of First Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 8. I say, therefore, to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide even as I.
Even as I, right? Now, Paul didn't have a wife, right?
Come on, sir.
All right. So if you're unmarried, what does that mean?
To stay unmarried, sir.
If you're unmarried, that means you're not married, right? You know you're a free agent, right?
Come on, sir.
You're single in lame terms, right? You're single, right? Unmarried. Right? If you're not married, we read an unmarried, but to understand it, right? You're single, right? And what does widowed mean?
Widowed means that you no longer have a husband or wife.
Because what?
Because they passed away.
They passed away, right? Read on.
Verse 9. But if they cannot contain, let them marry.
Let them marry. Contain is to burn. Let them marry. And we know that sex is what?
Marriage, sir.
Sex is marriage. Read on.
For it is better to marry than to burn.
Than to burn. Read verse 10.
Verse 10. And unto the married I command, yet not I, but the Lord.
But the Lord. Now, why do you say I command?
His recommendation.
A command is not a recommendation, Shwa. A command is an order. Why did he correct himself? Remember, he's a priest. He's a priest. That's why he corrected himself. You understand? What did the Lord command? Read on.
But the Lord, let not the wife depart from her husband.
Read on.
Verse 11. But if she depart, let her remain unmarried.
Unmarried. Read on.
Or be reconciled to her husband.
To her husband. What does reconciled mean?
That they mend the relationship. Yeah.
Right. Read on.
And let not the husband put away his wife.
You going into my class for tomorrow. The man can only put the wife away on fornication. What is fornication?
Basically, the husband or the wife cheats on.
No. It's right in the book. Give me the definition. Pull out the Zondervan. That's why it's there. There is no basically. There is no I guess. We make sure here in the truth.
I have it, sir.
Read it.
Fornication.
Weapon.
Unlawful sexual intercourse of an unwed person.
That's all you got?
There's more.
Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 9:18. It was commonly associated with heathen worship. Jeremiah 20. It was commonly associated with heathen worship.
Right. So if your rib, and this goes both ways. All right, but we talk about the woman because of the wife of Salaki, of the man putting away the wife. You understand? Heathen, right? She sleeps, she fornicates, she commits adultery, right, with a heathen. Even a man, even a brother in the world. You put your way, you can put her away. You got more?
Yes, sir. Jeremiah 2:20, 3:6, and was used as a figure of disloyalty to God. Ezekiel 16:3-22.
Cause marriage is what?
Sex.
Right, but that's a big commitment, right? That's a contract. Sex is where you intimately express yourself to your partner. Y'all share that. Can't nobody, the bedroom chamber is undefiled, man. You understand? You gotta read it. You read it from verse 1. if you want to quote Paul, okay? You have to understand the context of what.
You want me to read verse 1, sir?
No, on your own time.
Come.
I'm telling you that because you started at verse 8. I asked you to quote. I asked you to pull it where you quoted Paul. All right. But I'm telling you, for teaching purposes, to understand the context, man, read it from verse 1. Read the whole chapter. Right? Sometimes in a scripture breakdown class, I gotta read a chapter 3 times to understand it. You understand? Might have to come back, call the men above me, and ask for a breakdown or something. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. This is a school. All right.
Come.
Give me verse 2. Since we brought out that word fornication, give me verse 2.
Come. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 2. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband.
Have her own husband, man. You know, it's had to be the Lord, because now we touching on polygamy. That was my class for tomorrow. Lord allowed. You know, I didn't get confirmation yet if I was teaching or not. You gotta be apt to teach. You gotta be ready. You understand? In order to be ready, you gotta study to show yourself approved, so that you can rightly divide the word of truth. You got that, Swat? We don't half-ass here. All right, we don't assume. All right, we make sure we get down to the root. All right. Don't take for granted your precept book, your notepad, all right, your dictionary. All right, the Zondervan dictionary is one part of the arsenal. There's so many. I recommend. I say this all the time. Man, go to I.S.U.P.K.com. Right, we have the study guide there. All right, focus on that study guide in your time in the truth. All right, sharpen your sword. All right, you stay 10 toes down. You stay locked in. All right, at the feet of the men above you. All right, you're gonna be straight. All right, Akim, any more questions?
Sir.
No sweat. With that, I guess my topic will just have to postpone it. I had a very heavy brotherhood class today, man. I can that we say a majum, which means to stand. Men of Israel, majum Shabbat, a majum, Barak, Yahba Hashem Yahshua, Yajmata, which means hands down. We're gonna give one courteous salute to the sisters. A majum Shabbat, a majum Barak, Yahweh
Shamar Elathan by Hashem Yahushua.
Son by Hashem Yahshua, Most High Christ. Yajmata, dismiss. Hey, I can make sure y'all share, y'all like, share, and subscribe to all Latino America content. All right.
Come.
All right,
All right, don't sweat. Don't go nowhere. Right.